Many of you are stunted and don't even know it. Adult children walking around on earth thinking because you are of age, you are now a man or a woman. Yet mentally, you are still that 7-year-old attempting to ask mummy or daddy why, yet never getting an answer. Children should be seen and not heard. This is one of the most detrimental adage to ever exist. And if you are an adult who has been affected by this style of parenting, you better listen up and break that cycle if we all want to see a better future. Some of you even get offended when you are questioned, which is only a reflection of yourself. You take offense because unfortunately, you were never given the problem-solving tools in childhood to rationalize and actually work things out. And now you're big and grown and you're frustrated. Your inability to effectively convey your thoughts and feelings make you quick to resort to violence or using profanity as you struggle to communicate. This short clip of the amazing Myron Golden is what prompted me to make this video today. This bondage will affect all areas of your life. Myron is speaking on how it relates to business. This is why your relationships always fail. You go around bouncing from person to person to person because you can't communicate. You don't know how to rationalize. You think somebody questioning you is an argument or they're challenging your perceived sense of authority. This is why your children don't want anything to do with you now they're adults, because you still see them as the child who should still be seen and heard, but only when it's what you want to hear. Or now you attempt to have the conversations that should have been had during childhood. Now your children are adults. And because you failed to have these conversations or any conversation, whether difficult or otherwise, whilst they were children, they've now had to do a lot of that work themselves as adults. And it's painful. And some adult children choose to cut off contact when they really deep how much their parents failed them. Before I play the clip, this unfortunate maximum also allows abuse to reign, as children aren't heard or listened to anyway. Yet, no one seems to think what's going to happen when these children become adults. Now, some remain stunted, struggling to navigate the big world around them, mute in situations that they need to speak up in, beating men, women and children because they can't string together a sentence, feeling unheard, even when people are now listening to them keenly. They cannot fathom that. Your parents never fostered or nurtured your God-given right to speak, question, explore, grow. Imagine that. That's why now everyone and the neighbor's cat has a podcast or is a content creator. Mute no more. Some even come to the internet to show this exact concept in their own way. If you are in the UK, you may be familiar with the content creator Renee, who has come to the internet to disclose and address the shortcomings in her mother's approach to parenting and how this has affected her adult life and decision making. There is no life or adult manual once you reach 18. So I believe that grace must be applied in most situations. However, I commend those who speak out, as this initiates healing and promotes change. And as Renee stated, she had attempted to reason with her mother on several occasions. You see, if an individual feels that they cannot express themselves, this repressed frustration then spills out through their interactions with themselves and others on a daily basis, until one day they erupt or have a so-called midlife crisis, which is nothing more than everything that has been suppressed now coming to the surface. Let's run the clip.
At a skill that can impact your life probably more than any other skill, I would recommend that you get better at asking questions, because questions are the answer. I recently recorded a YouTube video with the same title, Questions Are the Answer. Questions are the answer to better thinking. Questions are the answer to better communicating. Questions are the answer to better learning. Questions are the answer to better connecting. Questions are the answer to better implementing. Most people are so bound up and wound up with what they want to say next that they don't ask questions, and if they do, they don't listen for the answer. So many people are so needy for approval that they need people to think they're smart. So if they don't know something, they're afraid to ask, well, what about this? Or how does this work? Or what does that mean? I promise you, if you will get better at asking questions, the quality of your life will increase exponentially.
Ooh, the quality of your life will increase exponentially. That's it. Anyone who knows me knows that my favorite and most used word is why. I came out of my mother's womb searching. The midwife said to my mom, "This baby is the most inquisitive baby I've ever seen." And I've never stopped searching for answers. And I believe that all children, all babies are like this. This is innate. But some children never get the opportunity to question anything. Why I ask me for? Can be a mouth. These may have been some of the responses that your parents gave you, and if so, I am sorry. I am sorry that your innate ability to question, to speak, was stifled. And now, whenever you are questioned as an adult, this tugs at your inner child, and if you're not careful, you end up attempting to silence those who care enough to question, to understand, to have clarity, and not simply fill in the blanks and paint an unrealistic image of you. And if you are a parent or a caregiver or an auntie or uncle, grandmother, grandfather, and you recognize or relate to what I'm saying, and maybe you're stifling your children or a child in your care, you're stifling our future. Yes, our future. We are a collective. We share space. These children then grow and end up being unable to question anything, especially themselves. Why am I in this job that I hate? Why am I staying in this relationship that does not serve me anymore? Why am I entertaining this toxic person? Why do I feel sad? Why do I feel happy? Why did I fail? Why did I win? And now, like your parents, you don't take the time to question. You just walk around thinking you're a failure or whatever it may be, not questioning why. But introspect is always the answer. Those who need to hear this message rarely listen, but keep trying. A video of mine was sent to somebody who I know 2 years ago, and 2 years later, they came back to me. Hearing my views helped them in the situation they were in, but they couldn't listen at the time, as it was equivalent to me holding up a mirror to their wounds. So, as I said before, have grace, have understanding. Most importantly, always ask why. Thank you all for listening. Peace.